Hello everyone and welcome back to Midnight Ink. We're going to do a reading tonight of a past loved one. I felt called to do Your Father Has a Message for You, so we're going to start with that. And I felt drawn to get this because usually I put like crystals or some kind of, something you feel drawn to, like when we do piles, but I felt led to get this. Now, if you are, the daughter, this could be something that seems fitting for you. Maybe your father got you like a, what do you call it? Like a musical, because this has a thing where it does like kind of music on it, or it's something that you would keep your jewelry in. But the message on here, it says footprints. When you saw only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. Now I know that could be kind of more of like a religious interpretation, but I kind of seen it more like, that's kind of like your father's message to you. Whether you are a daughter or a son, don't matter, but it more for like a daughter, because this is something you would probably give to store jewelry in. But let me go ahead and set the intentions. Please and thank you, Spirit, speak through me as you always do with the gifts you've given me. And I just want to channel any past father that is wanting to come through that are, going to be watching this video here. So let's get started. So first I'm going to start with messages from them, from your father, on what they would like to say. Alright, please and thank you, Spirit. What are some messages of what they would like to say? Don't blame yourself and don't worry, okay? There's something here that they would like to ask your forgiveness for. They're sorry about something. I kind of feel like it's more in a sense of maybe the relationship that you and him had. I show you signs through items. Okay, so that makes sense. That's probably why I felt drawn to this item here. That's really cool. And then they could have green eyes. They don't have to, but just take what resonates for your situation. I'm in a better place. Ooh, pulling the plug was the right thing to do. Now it doesn't necessarily have to be anything related to actually having to be the one to do that. Maybe your mom had to, or grandparents or a friend had to. Or it could just be in general related to, there could have been a illness potentially. Maybe they passed in a hospital. I'm at peace. They want you to know that they love you. I wish we had more time. Okay, so that could have been the I'm sorry that was coming in. I didn't lay it down. But that could have been maybe they were distant and maybe they didn't spend as much time with you as you probably would have liked. We are getting an accident, so maybe it could have been related to that, having to pull the plug. Okay, so I'm getting 3 different ages. So this could have been when they passed. Well, not Jesus. This could have been the age that you were when your dad passed. Doesn't have to be. We got 16, 30, and 8. They could have had blonde hair or blue eyes. And you were right about something. Now, only you is going to know about that. So, yeah. So, getting two different interpretations. Either they could have had an illness, or it maybe did refer, like the passing could have involved an accident, like a car accident, or... Please and thank you, Spirit. Any other messages? I send you signs through angel numbers. We also have red hair. We've got black hair and hazel eyes. So, like I said, we could be channeling many fathers, obviously, because I do have like 133 subscribers, so, you know, there's got to be more than one that I am going to be connecting with. So, I speak to you through songs. Okay. And this one's a heavy one. I instantly, right away, could feel the emotion in my throat. Like, it's that kind of cry, essentially, where it's like you can't let any words out. That's how we have unalived themselves. So, 3 different things coming through. One of them could be that this father passed from an illness, or they could have passed from a car accident and they had to pull the plug, or they could have unalived themselves, and that could have been the reason why that was coming through of don't blame yourself, I think it was. Whew, just started getting really nervous there. And then again, I had I'm sorry come up again. They could have also passed when you were 18 years old. Ooh. So maybe you found out about your dad's passing at a later time, like in the night. It said it happened at midnight. Got light brown hair. What else? Any other messages, please and thank you, Spirit. Oof. My hands are really shaky right now. That could be just me channeling kind of how you're feeling. Yep, I'm sorry. I'm not hurting anymore. They could have been cremated. They could have had long hair. They don't have to. And I am guiding you and giving you knowledge. So they are guiding you through your life. We also have short hair as well. So they could have had short hair. What else would they like to say? They want you to take care of yourself. Maybe you haven't been taking care of yourself as of lately. This could have been a recent passing as well. It doesn't have to be, but I think what your father would want more than anything is for you to take care of yourself. And maybe I'm also hearing like not repeating the same things that he did, whether in his life or maybe referring to his passing. I'm getting I'm with them. So that's going to resonate for you. Maybe there's some other people that have other family members that have passed, and your father wants you to know that he is with them. Any other messages before I move? I keep getting, I didn't make it, and that's okay. Maybe your father dealt with a lot of mental health things, and I think maybe, although this might be kind of hard, especially if it was referring to unaliving themselves, I think maybe your dad was honestly at this point in his life where I think he was struggling so much with his mental health or physical health, because it did also mention illness, that I think he was just kind of ready. I feel at ease. I visit you in your dreams. We also have light blonde hair coming through. Any other messages, please, and thank you, Spirit. I'm also getting gray hair. Okay, so for those that fathers have not been cremated, I put this down for you. I see you when you visit my grave. Okay, yeah, and then we had buried come up right after that, so. Okay, feeling grief about what happened. Okay, so you obviously are feeling grief about what happened, but they could also be feeling grief, especially if they unalived themselves, about, although there is this mentioning of, like, this was kind of just how things happened, and, you know, like, they were struggling, whether physically or mentally, and they were kind of just ready, but they're also feeling grief about, you know, they could have had much more time to spend with you, could have been potentially, whether they were a good father or not, they maybe would have wanted to do certain things with you and show up more in ways that you deserve. So that's kind of what I'm getting with that. Light a candle for me. Well, we do have a candle. Any others? So, oh, okay, so we did get the illness coming up. So they could have had cancer. Sorry. Alright, so they want you to know that they miss you. We have age 70, so that could have been when they passed. We are also getting an attic right here, and it happened in the house. So maybe, you know, because I am channeling several, if your dad didn't pass in the hospital, he might have passed in his house, or... Okay, something about you were right about them. That's going to be for somebody specific. Okay, I'm going to leave it with those messages. I was going to do some tarot, but honestly, I'm not feeling it in a sense of, like, there was, I brought out my tarot deck, and I also brought out my deck that's, like, for timing. But I changed my mind. We're not going to do that. I'm going to get some names, though. And then, at the end of this reading, I want you to think of 3 questions in your mind. So question 1, question 2, question 3. And I'm going to shuffle and give you a yes or no. So go ahead and take time to think about those questions while I get the initials going. Ooh. Oh, shoot. Well, this is cool. I forgot I had money in here and found $10. I don't know. Maybe this is a sign for you. Maybe you'll find some hidden money somewhere, or okay, I just had something pop in my mind. If you were trying to find an item of your dad's, it's gonna pop up out of nowhere somewhere. Okay. Well, awesome. I got $10. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull initials. Please, thank you, Spirit. What are some initials? And I also have birth months as well. It could have been when they were born, or maybe the month that they passed. Okay, we've got B. I'm getting Brian, Byron, Braden. I'm getting G for George, Jerry, Gregory, I'm getting an N. What are N names for guys' names? I'm trying to think. It'll come to me. Okay, so their first letter of either their first name or last name, whatever works for you. We have an I. We have, I'm going to say M or W. So I've got William, Monty. Okay, we got another N. So that could be confirmation. We got a K, we got an E, and a T. An R, and a P. Okay, actually, never mind. We've got a lot of initials here. Alright, since I did an M, we're going to do a W. We got a V, Q, and U. So, I'm not so great at channeling names, because I don't know why. My brain doesn't do it very well. So, this could be your father's birth month, or maybe the month that he passed. We got January, April, July, March, June, August, September, and I missed the O. There's also an O. So, Ethan, Eric, Trent. I don't know if I said Ryan already. I know I said Brian. Isaac. I already said William. Owen. Peter. Paul. Vincent. Vince. I don't know if I said Brad. I can't remember. Gregory. I don't know if I said that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any other names. Okay. All right, let me get to the questions here. Okay, so think of 3 questions. Okay, I'm going to shuffle for the first question. Thank you, Spirit, for the collective. This is the first question. For the first question, whether yes or no, please, Jesus. First question. So for the first question, we have a yes. All right, for the second question, please and thank you, Spirit. For the second question, we have a no for the second question. I thought I'd comment on the second question. It did answer no, and I wanted to read the description. It says, like oil and water, separate lives drift apart. Okay, just thought I mentioned that. All right, and then for the third question on your mind. Please thank you, Spirit, for the third question on your mind. Okay, that was quick. We have a no. So first question, yes. Second question, no. Third question, no. Okay. All right. Well, I hoped that resonated for you. Go ahead and give this video a like or comment below and let me know how this resonated for you. And yeah, I will see you guys for the next video. Love you guys.